Welcome to Bethan's Kitchen and Garden. Today I'm huddling indoors because it's raining out, which I'm really pleased about, as the garden will get a good old soak in, and it also means I don't have to water, and it also means I can share with you my pea pod wine recipe, which I've never done before because I've never had pea pods to use. So I'm really excited to try out this recipe. The only thing is, I'll have to wait about 4 to 6 months to see if it's any good. But let's make it today, and then if you guys have any leftover pea pods, it does take a lot of pea pods, this recipe. I didn't realise how many. I've actually had to go and harvest some more peas to have some more pea pods for this recipe, as it uses 5 kilograms. Not 5 kilograms, 5 pounds, which is 2.25 kilograms. Now, before I go any further, I just want to say I'm not going to show you how to sterilize or anything like that, because if you are making your own wine, you probably know how to do it, or if you've ever made jam or anything like that, you know how important it is to sterilize things. I just wanted to show you this book, which is Traditional Home Winemaking, and in it is a very good description of the process of making wine and what you need to make wine and all the equipment you need, and it'll explain it all to you far better than I can. So I'm just going to show you me making the recipe. This one is really good for information, but this is the one I use a lot, and I find that for my palate the wine is nice from the recipes in this book, because you know, the more books you have, the sort of slight variation there is in recipes, and I find this usually produces quite sweet wine, which is what my palate likes. But that's enough of me waffling on. Let me show you what I've got and what we're going to do. To begin this recipe, take 4.5 litres of water and add it to the 2.25 kilograms of pea pods, and then bring it all to a boil, and after it's boiled, to a gentle simmer. So you can see now they are beginning to shrink a bit, and I'm able to squash them more down, so each pod is closer to is in the water. So this has been boiling for about 5 minutes now, and the bean pods, or the pea pods rather, are beginning to shrink down a bit. So I'm going to put that onto a simmer while I go and change into something a bit better, because I'm going out tonight for my stepdaughter's 18th birthday meal. While the pea pods have their final simmer, I'm going to weigh 1.5 kilos of sugar into this bucket. Then I'm going to strain the pea pods, just retaining the water. And finally, I'm going to tip the pea pod water into the sugar and give it all a stir until the sugar's dissolved, and then I'll leave that to cool down before adding the next bits. I've left the mixture to cool overnight, so it's now at room temperature, so I can add the rest of the ingredients. If you add the yeast when it's still warm, the yeast will die and you won't get the fermentation you need. So I'm going to add the rest of the ingredients according to the instructions. So I'm going to start with a Camden tablet, which I'm going to crush between the 2 spoons and add it to the mixture. Next, I'm going to add the dried active yeast. add the yeast nutrient, which helps the yeast to get going. So I put a spoonful of this into a cup, and then I add some water, some cold water, stir it all around, and then add it into the bucket. And finally, I'm going to add malic acid, which will make the wine slightly sour. Malic acid occurs in apples and blackberries, on any berries. It's what makes the fruit sour to taste. The recipe does say citric acid, but I haven't got any, and citric acid and malic acid are the same things. It's just citric acid occurs in citrus fruit. So I'll add that now. Now I'm going to give it all a good stir. So I'm going to put the lid on this container, and I'm going to leave the mixture in the bucket for a couple of days until the fermentation process starts, because at the beginning it can be quite a vigorous fermentation, and if you put it straight into the Demi John, the mixture can sometimes evaporate out of the Demi John and make a huge mess everywhere. So over the years I have discovered the best way is to keep it in the bucket for a couple of days, give it a stir daily, and then add it into the Demi John after about 2 to 4 days. I don't think this recipe is going to produce a very explosive fermentation, because I don't think there's much in the pea pods to make that reaction violent. But we'll see. I'll leave it in the plastic bucket just in case. So I'll bring you back in a couple of days when I'm putting it into the Demi John. A couple of days have now passed, and I boldly claim that this wouldn't make a violent reaction, but it has. It's bubbled up and gone everywhere in the kitchen. Well, not everywhere, but it's leaked out to the side of the bucket. So that prediction wasn't right at all. But it has kind of subsided now, and I've been giving it a stir daily, and now we're ready to put it into the Demi John. So I've sterilised all my equipment. I just need to take the sterilising liquid out of there and just give it a rinse, and then we're ready to put the mixture into the Demi John. I just give it a quick rinse to make sure I get rid of the sterilising solution, because you don't want your wine tasting of disinfectant. This is also the first time I've used one of these plastic Demi Johns. I always use the glass ones, but I saw this one in the shop and I thought, oh, I'll give it a go. And what's good about the plastic ones is it takes up less room on your shelf, so you could fit more Demi Johns in and therefore get more homemade wine, which is yummy. So I'll just wait for this frothing to slightly subside, and then I'll add some more. So eventually it's all gone in. This doesn't normally take this much time. It's not normally this frothy. But the whole house, or the whole kitchen, smells of wheat beer now. It smells really nice. Hopefully it'll taste really nice. So I'm going to leave that to subside a little bit more before I put the airlock on. I'm just going to give the airlock a quick rinse under the tap, just to make sure this water's really hot, just to make sure there's no more nasties. There we are. And I filled the airlock with some water, and what will happen quite soon is the bubbles will start going through the airlock, which tells me the fermentation is beginning. And usually once the bubbles stop, that's when the fermentation has stopped and your wine is ready to drink. or you could just leave it 6 to 9 months, which is usually what I do. Just got to label that up now, and that's the Pea Pod Wine done. So I've just labelled it with what it is and the date it was made, and it's looking a nice cloudy apple colour, I would say. So hopefully it'll taste nice. I'll let you know how it tastes when I try it. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed my tutorial as it was on how to make Pea Pod Wine. Like I said, it's a process of firsts for me, because I've never made Pea Pod Wine before, and I've never used this kind of Demi John before. But hopefully it should all work out fine, and it shall be a lovely job.